Okay, so I'm here tonight just to talk about one possible solution for a toilet solution for our bothies in the Cairngorms. And then we are part of this MBA Toilet Action Group, and the Eastern Highlands were tasked to come up with a possible solution in main terms for the likes of Carrow Bothy. But we've also been looking at how that might apply to other bothies like the Red House, like Rivone, etc. And we'll talk you through the details in just a minute. The key objective of the whole scheme was to try and avoid manual handling of any waste. We've had problems at Carrow with rodents, we've got problems at the Red House with rodents. It means that the MOs have to go up there and manually handle waste, and we can't tolerate that for any longer. So there's been a number of key factors that we've tried to build in our solution. So that I'll just run through those. The first one was we recognised that these toilets are going to be situated in what's considered wild land, and that the whole concept of a visual intrusion is something that we wanted to minimise. So we wanted to get away from a building or creating a large structure outside as a toilet. The second key factor was to have a long-term solution that avoided an ecological problem. So we didn't want to leave a lot of waste behind in a concentrated area. So we wanted to be able to get over that hurdle. How could we avoid that? The maintenance requirements that we've endured to date at Carrow and the Red House most recently are becoming more and more onerous. We've built extra toilets at Carrow to limit the maintenance impact. We've got 4 toilets up there, but we're still changing out some in the region of 12 bags a year. So we wanted to kind of minimise that where we could. We need to be cognizant, and you need to be able to get access to whatever solution you've got into. We need to be able to deal with the waste somehow, so we can't have this stuff buried out of sight. We can't have it in a location where you can't get some form of access. And in an ideal situation, that could be a helicopter, but in some bothies we might be able to use a tractor and a trailer and just a JCB-like vehicle to lift the waste tanks upwards. We didn't want a solution that was going to result in uncontrolled expenditure, so we wanted to keep costs to a reasonable minimum. So we've looked at options to see how we can do that. And the final thing, and probably one of the most important thing, was we had to consider the capacity of the solution. We didn't want to have to intervene on a weekly or a monthly or a 3-monthly basis. We wanted to keep that intervention as long term as possible, and if it made sense and if it was feasible, maybe once or twice a year. So in terms of moving that forward, we'll talk you through the details just in a second. We just started looking at explore the idea of creating a typical old-fashioned septic tank. I mean, they've been around for donkey's years. We know they're effective, we know they work, and it's a very simple, repeatable solution, but we wanted to kind of explore how we could utilise that, but in a much more modern setting. The solution we've come up with, we'll go through that in a bit of detail in a minute. It very much builds on the concept of an old-fashioned septic tank, the only difference being that we wanted to have something that was portable. In other words, we could lift the full tank up, get it out the way, and replace it with an empty one. And our concept then is kind of based on what's commonly known as an IBC tank. So these are large tanks. They come in a variety of different sizes, but the one we've got is about 1 metre squared. So it weighs something in the order of 1 tonne when it's full, and it would hold probably kind of 1 tonne's full of waste if it was filled to the brim. We don't intend to do that. Okay, cut there.